Greetings, everybody. This is Dayle, host of the Awesome Music Show, and I'm delighted to go live with you one more time on this wonderful Sunday. And we are looking forward to a great show. This is a show that is going to be part two of a show that we did last year, and we have a very exciting story to talk about. And many of you will remember the story from last year. This is going to be part two. So, as usual, it's another awesome day given to us by an awesome God to do some awesome things. Those of you who are live on Instagram, welcome. Those of you who will be watching this on YouTube, on Facebook, thank you so much for joining us. And we are happy that you can be part of this wonderful show. But before I introduce my wonderful guests to the show today, and also before I talk about this wonderful story, there is a song that I want to play from my good friend Minister Blessed, which will just give the background to this story, and also it's a form of encouragement. And once we go into this interview, you will understand exactly why we play this song. So thank you so much for supporting the Awesome Music Show, and for those of you who continue to go live with us every single time we go live. We are really grateful to have you on. And also, wherever you're joining us from, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Dayle Music, so that when we go live, you will get to see all our live updates and all the videos that we post, every single thing that happens on the channel. You'll be the first to be notified. So here we go with this wonderful song, and then we're going to be going into this special interview with this wonderful family on this show. So stand by for this wonderful song. New Life Records. These are some hard times, but keep holding on. In the end, you are gonna shine. When more things hard, I mean, more things tough. But my friend, you must never give up. And declare your soul will be lifted up. And you are gonna bounce back. When more things hard, I mean, more things tough. So this is a song that really brings to perspective what we're going to be talking about on the show right now. I want to big up Minister Blessed as we play this song. Also, remember to support his t-shirt line, his merchandise. Looking out for his new video as well. So it doesn't matter what you're going through, we declare that you're going to be bouncing back. All right. So that is a song that we are kicking things off with on the show today, because it's a really awesome time, and we are in a time when so many things are happening, and we have to just encourage ourselves that it doesn't matter what we're going through, what we have gone through, there is something called bouncing back, and we have to bounce back. We can't give up. As the song says, we have to keep pushing. So on the show today, I have with me my very, very good friends, as my guests on the show, the Tolo family, and we have Mrs. Tolo and her son Joel Tolo, and I'm going to be using his title, Dr. Joel Tolo, because he's now in his uh, mature stages of his studies as a medical doctor, and we're going to be talking about his entire journey of how he got to becoming a medical student and all that happened with him from Jamaica to the Ukraine and now back to Jamaica. This is a very, very inspiring and exciting story, and one that will uplift your spirit as well. Welcome to the Awesome Music Show, Dr. Joel and Sister Tolo. How are you doing?
I'm doing great,
We're
brother Dale.
fine,
Thank you for
thanks.
having us.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. All right. So for those of you who were on the show from last year, you would have remembered that we did a partial interview with Dr. Tolo last year, and we are doing now part two, when we're going to be hearing the background from his mom and from other members of the family as well as to his story. And this is a very, very inspiring story. And we play the song Bounce Back, and this is exactly what it means to bounce back from whatever you're going through, whatever is happening in your life. So tell us a little bit about your experience in terms of your decision to become a medical doctor, and also how your family supported you on your journey to starting that process.
Well, brother Dale, my journey towards trying to pursue a career in medicine started from a very tender age. And I was always
Yeah.
at the hospital with my mom at KPH, where I would see doctors, patients. I would always be close to the theater, and I would observe a lot. And from
Hmm.
there, I think I picked up, a need to be in this profession. I've always seen the doctors, how they treat the patients, how they talk to one another. The surgeries. I get to see them at times, and from there, I've always had a love for medicine. Growing up, so I wanted to pursue that. I wanted to be that type of person to give care, patient care, and I followed my dream and my passion all the way to Ukraine. And
Yes.
my parents, they provided financially for that opportunity to become possible. So they worked hard, from their pay. They tried to seek support, financial support, wherever they can, so that I could complete my studies.
Wow, awesome, awesome. So, for Mrs. Tolo, tell us how you felt, because as a nurse, and I want to big up the staff at Kingston Public Hospital, one of the leading hospitals in Jamaica in the Caribbean. And trust me, to work at that hospital, I'm sure it really takes a lot from you. But tell us how you felt to see your son making a decision to enter the same field that you're in, and also at the level that he's going in at as a doctor. Tell us how you felt about that, and also how you felt about him going all the way to Ukraine to commence his studies.
Oh, well, Brother Dale, you know, in the field of, as a patient care assistant, when you think about the field, it's a wide thing, and I feel extremely good. Reason being, he's giving back, and he's giving back in a positive way, right?
Yes.
For caring for the sick, the suffering, So on that note, he couldn't go wrong there. And every all time people used to say every mickle make a muckle. Well,
Yeah.
when you put in, the more hands you put in, is the more work you get done. And the more persons you have coming on board to be a doctor, to become a nurse, it is needed. especially in this time. So I am more happy that he really take up this path. He choose this path and he can't go wrong because giving back is a really good thing, you
Yes.
know. Um, it's a mixed feeling though when I have to, send him off to Ukraine. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't a thing that I really wanted, but
Yes.
when you don't have that support and it is much cheaper,
Mm-hmm.
you know, where I can see my way a little better than, so sending him to Ukraine is really, really a mixed feeling because on that particular evening I can remember when he was going and we take him to the airport and I said goodbye. Brother
Mm-hmm.
Dale, I cry from the airport, come straight back to Clarendon. And I said, God, I put him back in your hands.
Yes.
I cried, I couldn't even talk. It was a feeling, but as I say, to God be all the glory.
Yes. Yes. Indeed. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. So I can understand he's your first son, and to see him off, especially maybe this was maybe the first time he's going away for that long. I know that would have really affected you in some ways, but as we all know, he was going away to see his dreams become a reality.
Come
And
true. Yes.
in a lot of times you have to leave your home country to get those things done, but I'm sure, as you said, it was a bittersweet moment and you cried, but I understand as a mom, missing him for that long would have been really, really a hard thing to do. But in terms of him going away, him coming back, with his doctorate, and he can know, as you said, give back to the community. He has been seeing you doing this on a
Yes.
daily basis. So this would have been a plus for the family as well. Now we'll have two persons from the family in the patient care um, field and the medical field, and
Capacity,
that this
yes.
is really, yeah, this is really good. So in terms of him going away and everything, getting there, what was the experience like for you, Joel, getting to Ukraine? This would not be the first time you have traveled, but in terms of
No.
going this far and to really uh, get yourself involved in this medical school, what was it like for you?
Well, it was definitely a change of experience, in terms of
Mm-hmm.
culture, food, family, friends. It's a new environment all around. You're
Yes.
not in Jamaica where you would have rice and peas and chicken or anything like that. It's a new environment. So I had to adjust, get used to Ukrainian lifestyle, Ukrainian food, because of my studies. And
Mm-hmm.
there are doctors that have graduated from Ukraine, Russia, all those places, and are now doctors working. So they've been through it. And I was given encouragement. So going
Yes.
there, I didn't really know many people, but I adjusted. Because I had a goal in mind. I
Mm-hmm.
made it through my first year. I matriculated into my second year, and everything was going well. Passed my classes, met new friends, found even a small church community there as well. So
Yeah, that's
everything was
great.
good. And I had schoolmates from Calabar there, and they were ahead of me, and they would encourage me. We'd study together sometimes, and everything was good. So I would say it was a wonderful experience, because the world is out there, to experience, and what you learn abroad you can bring back home, to give back to your country.
Yes.
Jamaica isn't a first world country, and in Europe there are a lot of first world countries. So anything that you could learn there, you could definitely bring it back here and apply it. So that's what I wanted to do. Unfortunately, that ended quickly, because of the ongoing war. But I only
Mhm.
have good things to say and, only good experiences and good memories, so I definitely try to stick by that.
Wow, awesome! Because I know I have a schoolmate who actually went to Russia years ago to study, and he's now working with Jamaica Broilers he's now a doctor, a veterinary specialist. And trust me, I know the sacrifice that he had to make to go that far, and it's never an easy decision to leave your country to go that far, but I'm happy that you did it. And as you said, you only have good things to say. Tell us though, in terms of because the situation changed quite rapidly, and I want to big up your alma mater, Calabar High School, and also I want to big up every single person from the Old Harbour New Testament Church, Longville Park, wherever you're going to be watching this broadcast from, or to the pastor and members of the Old Harbour New Testament Church. I want to greet you all as well, and that's where we're all from. Blessings to you all. So it's in terms of the situation changing for you, though. Your situation changed quite rapidly in terms of the civil unrest that's happening in Ukraine now between Ukraine and Russia. What was that like for you when you heard it, and the pace at which things developed? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, to be honest, brother Dale, everything developed rapidly, very quickly.
Yeah,
In
yeah,
fact,
yeah.
you know, there when I was there in Ukraine, there were senior Jamaican students there, they were in their final year. They were preparing for their graduation, because all they had to do was their final exams and then their doctor and they go back to Jamaica. And they
Hmm.
always said to us that they heard of, rumors or speculations that, Russia and Ukraine would always go to war. And they've been there for
Hmm.
years. One of the
Yeah, I
issues
never.
that happened was that persons didn't want to leave Ukraine in hopes that no war would happen. They didn't want to leave and then no war happened. Because it's
Mhm.
expensive to come to Jamaica and it's expensive to go back. So
Right,
we didn't
right.
want to take that chance. However, things escalated pretty quickly. I
Hmm.
was on a call with my mom. I remember, and we're talking about booking the flight, and we did that. We booked the train ticket and everything, because I was planning to leave the next day because things were developing, and persons were leaving, and I was like, okay, my time to leave. And in the morning, early morning after I finished the call, my mom, I went to bed, and around 4 a.m. Bomb started to fall, and
Yeah.
right there and then, I got up straight out of my sleep, straight, because you
Mhm.
have some persons that they sleep very, very deep. our church in Old Harbour all the way into Kingston, taking the long route.
Wow. Wow.
So
Wow.
that was a very long journey. And you know, we trekked and we trekked and we trekked and we trekked till we made it into Poland. And you know, once we made it into Poland, the rest was history. Now I'm here and I'm home and I'm safe. Mhm.
Wow. And I can imagine the temperatures were very, very cold as well. Tell us a little bit about the
Very,
temperature on
very,
that
very
journey
cold. There was a young lady with us and she passed out because, you know, she had hypothermia rather. And you
Mhm.
know, that's when the body is so cold that it can't produce its own heat, you know, because each of us we have our own body temperature. And the
Mhm.
temperature was snowing, it was negative degrees, and she got so cold she can't produce any more heat. The clothes isn't keeping her any warm. She passed out.
Wow. Awesome.
You know,
Wow.
right
Wow.
when we got to the border, she passed out. You know, so she did the journey. We're happy for her, and you know, we got an ambulance and we put her in. You know, and it could have been worse. So, you
Mhm.
know, give God thanks indeed.
Whoa, whoa. I mean, I'm listening and it sounds like a movie to me because the closest I've ever been to any kind of bombs is when I watch movies or if I hear like a sound effect. That's the closest. So I can just
Yes,
imagine you hearing that and you guys have to be moving with your luggage on foot because
yes,
all the mass transport is now halted, as you said, and all of this is now happening. I'm happy that you at least found some Jamaicans though, because I'm sure wherever Jamaicans are, you guys can pull together as a team and
yes,
you can make things happen, and get to at least the border. And you mentioned that some Jamaicans were there and they said they have been hearing the rumors for years. They are now close to the end of their studies, and it's now a sign, a kind of wolf story. You're always crying wolf until the wolf actually came. In this case, they
exactly.
were hearing about the rumors and then it all happened because we all heard about it on the news, just
Yeah.
bits and pieces of it, and then before you know it, it was a full-blown war between Ukraine and Russia, and that is now lasting over a year because February of 2023 would have been a full year since it
Yes,
started.
yes,
Now we're going into 13 months. For those who are just joining, GL365 and also Sasha Blake, thank you so much for joining on the Instagram platform. We're talking to Dr. Joel Tulloch and his mom, uh, Mrs. Tulloch, about his story and his ordeal as a Jamaican student, a past student of Calabar, pursuing his medical studies in Ukraine, and then the rest is history in terms of the war starting in February. He had to go through a difficult journey in order to get back home safely, and he's back in Jamaica now, continuing his studies. So we're talking to them on the Awesome Music Show, and we're also going to be having a rebroadcast on Friday on YouTube and Facebook as well. So, Mrs. Tolo, in terms of the feeling now, you dropped off your son just a little bit over a year ago at the airport. He's there doing well. You're looking for a couple of more years of his studies. Now you're hearing and seeing on the news that this war is happening. Bombs are dropping. People start to die, and all buildings are crumbling. What was the feeling like as a mom, so many thousands of miles away in Jamaica? What was the feeling like for you, though?
Well, Brother Dale, oh my God. Every time it reached this time of the year,
Yeah,
oh God, shaking up. But
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, as he earlier stated, when I went to work, I have some colleague always say, Tolo, you don't hear that Russia is going to war with Ukraine. So of course I come home and I call him, but I keep saying it to him. And
Yeah.
he's saying that, Mommy, everything is calm. So I called Sabrina, who was his agent, and she said, Mommy, everything is fine, man. Everything is fine. If anything, I'll let you know. So I said to Sabrina, if you make anything happen to my firstborn, you know.
You're in
But
trouble.
then, yeah, so after I finished talking to her now, I was on the phone talking to Joel because I was so adamant, say, listen to me, you're coming home, you're coming home. So I booked the ticket. He booked a flight, and it was for the following morning. And when I was here talking to him, I hear something, one loud explosion, and I said, Joel, what is that? And he said to me, say, Mommy, you know it's a bomb. And I was like, you're serious? And then he said to me, say, Mommy, look, and he put the camera and the phone and video, and him start to show me through the window. Now I see persons start running with suitcase. And Brother Dayle, at that time when it happened, Mr. Jesus have mercy now. Brother Dayle, by that, I hear something again. And there and then I realized said the war start. And I said, Joel, get your stuff, get your stuff. Get your stuff, get your stuff. And everybody, I start hear a lot of screaming and noise, like somebody running down staircase, coming down to him, and right there me start to get nervous now, and me I say, Jesus, only you alone can work out this maths. Indeed. And then I said to Joel, I'm going to hang up from you, and then I called Sabrina, who was the agent for Joel. But when I call her, I never get her, so I call her back and I said to her, actually she was sleeping. And I said, Sabrina, the war started out here, the bomb. Yes, and she said, Mrs. Tulloch, what you talking about? You are in Jamaica. Mrs. Sabrina, the war started, Mama drop. Yes, and then after when I said that to her, she hear it now and she start run and scream. And I saw my hang up from her and I called back Joel. And then I realized those children, those persons who were from Jamaica now, gather up now, and like everybody I get panic and I say, no, run and so. And then Joel said, Mommy, we are going to go to the shelter, the bomb shelter. And Brother Dayle, you see from that, like my world turn upside down, and me just have to say, God, only you alone are going to help me through this. So me just start to go, get up, but take my pressure medication first. You know, if we try to keep calm, and me say, I have to keep calm, and then me call Nicholas, Joel father, and you know, and he must say, what? And me say, yes, and Brother Dayle, me start to say, look, no, all because me want help. Me show him out in a sea now, see the bomb start drop. What I going to do? I can't do nothing than just trust God. And of course, you know, the staff at KPH and church family start to call, and persons who I don't know, everybody, family, friend, everybody start pulling, praying. I tell you, I get good support from the work, KPH. I just want to big up the team, you know, big up, you know, everybody. And, you know, persons start to call, persons start to pray, and it go right through, you know. And even Joel now, you know, at one point, you know, he was so cold, and you know, him don't have any gloves, so I send up some socks. I send up some socks for him, so I ask him, where is the socks? Use the socks on your hands, you know. Try to keep it warm. And then, you know, he was saying, Mommy, how are we going to manage this? Brother Dayle, I said to him, all I need you to do is just come home, show them where. Life goes on. Show them where. Show them where, because it's a far journey. Show them where. Just show them where. So, you know, all of that money and everything, it just, but once there is life, there is hope. So we have to pick up the pieces, and we have to, and I said, brother, just show them where, lightly alone. because snow falling, the journey great, them not eating, them frightened, everybody I run up and down. So apparently when I said to Joel, just throw away, everybody now follow the trend, throw away, everybody are
Throw your
throw away,
stuff,
lighten them load,
make your
throw
journey
away.
lighter. Yeah.
Yes, because I mean, he must run leave a lot of things, you know, so
Hmm.
many things that are purchased for him, school wise, books, everything, every single thing, monitor, every single thing. So, you know, when he throw away, just keep throwing away. Just come home. That's all I want, just to see him. Come home. Life, I'll do what I have to do. Just come home. You know, so he
Hmm.
just follow and that's it. And when I heard, I mean, Brother did a lot of persons. Um, we just want to say thanks to Major McDonald, Gavin
Yeah.
Samuel, those persons, you know, she, you know, get in touch with because she's in the military. So she get in touch with overseas, everything, the whole Calabar family,
Hmm.
everybody. Yeah, Mr. Lindsay of the
Yeah.
Calabar coach,
High
Mr.
school.
Lindsay.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. In school challenge quiz team, everybody
Hmm.
just come on board and you know help everybody. People all we don't know, but
Hmm.
you know, so to God be the glory and everybody just come in and it just work out. So
Wow.
it just
Wow.
work out, Brother Dayle, and we just give God thanks. It's rough. It's
Hmm.
not an easy thing. It is so
Yeah.
rough, you know, but we hope to get back on track even better,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hope to bounce back even better.
Hmm.
So
Right. Whoa. So in terms of, so Dr. Joel, in terms of from the day you heard about when the bomb started to drop to to getting back to Jamaica, how many days did that take you guys? And in terms of landing in Jamaica finally, what was that feeling like for you? You had to throw away stuff. You lost a lot of stuff. A lot of money was spent for you to get those clothes and other supplies for school. But tell us about the journey and also the feeling of just reaching back in Jamaica safely. What was that like?
Well, it took us around four 4 days, 4 to 5 days to get home to Jamaica.
Wow.
It was around 3 days to leave Ukraine. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's a very big country. You know, we weren't
Yeah.
taking the planes. It took us around 3 days. And the following 2 days, we were in Poland. You know, the Polish government,
Yeah.
they provided transportation for us to leave the Ukrainian border. You know, they got us to a hotel, where the government paid for. And we were there for a while, to just rejuvenate after such a long walk, to replenish with some food. I was having severe headaches because
I can
such
imagine.
a long time walking, barely eating, and in the cold. So it took us around 5 days, five days to get home. And upon reaching home, a lot of persons were expecting us. A
Yeah.
lot of persons, and we didn't even know it like that. So when we landed in Montego Bay, we had to fly from Poland to Germany, and from
Mm-hmm.
Germany to Montego Bay. And on the flight, I think the Jamaica Tourist Board, they tried to pay for most of the seats on the plane for us, so that we
Oh,
could come home as quickly as possible because they didn't want us nowhere else than Jamaica.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we got to Germany, we got to Montego Bay. Upon landing, um, there was, trust me, a ton of people, a lot. We got outside the plane, there were airport workers waiting for us. They were giving us some ovation, some standing ovation. And,
Oh,
we
oh,
were
yeah.
taken down to the government passage, the official passage, so we didn't have to go through the regular um walkway that passengers would go through after coming
That is
off a
good.
flight.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we got there, a lot of persons. So there were government officials, ministers, police, superintendents, and above, and they were all waiting for us, and they welcomed us home. They congratulate us for being so strong, to make it
Yeah,
through
bravery. Yeah.
such a war torn country, because they're people that have been losing their lives, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go on Instagram and you look at the president's page, he shows the bodies of persons, young, old, and whoever, so
Mm-hmm.
trust me, it is very devastating. So whenever we got home, they welcomed us, and they provided vehicles for us. So each person, wherever you're going, you have your own
There was
vehicle,
a
and you
vehicle bring
have
you home.
you, exactly, you have your own vehicle, you have your own escort, and they tried their best, they gave us food, whatever snack you want, just take whatever drink you want, you can take it. They gave
Wow.
us a phone to call our parents, and
Yeah.
upon walking outside the airport, another round of persons were waiting on us. They clapped us away and everything. We got onto the different vehicles that were provided for us, and they took us home. Funny enough, even going home, our driver, he was driving so fast that the police pulled him over along the way, you know, because he was trying to get us home so quick, late in the night, and
Yeah.
the police pulled him over. And when he pulled him over and he saw, he was telling her, you're going XYZ in, a 50
No,
zone. And,
sorry.
he was
Yeah.
explaining to him that, we have some of the children from Ukraine, they just landed and I'm trying to get them home. And, when he realized, he spoke to us, he greeted us, he congratulated us, and he sent him on his way, because he
Yeah.
wanted us to get home as well. So it just shows the whole Jamaica how they were invested in our story, and they cared and they wanted us home, and that police officer was also invested in this story, because he knew of us. So they got us home, and I made it home safely to my parents, and it was just a wonderful, little welcoming home experience.
Wow, wow, wonderful, wonderful. Because we were following, for those of us who are other places around the world, we were following the story online, and we were hearing of Jamaicans who were there, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Jamaica Tourist Board, and other agencies coming together to get you guys home. And just to hear from you, from a person who was actually one of those persons, is really an inspiring story. A lot of people never made it out of Ukraine alive, and people are still dying to this day, from what we know. So we are really grateful that all the Jamaicans came back home alive, and with I mean, the trauma and everything is normal for a situation like that, but you guys made it home alive. And I want to thank the Jamaican government publicly, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, all the other agencies and stakeholders who came together to make your return home a success. We want to thank them publicly from the Awesome Music Show. In terms of Mrs. Tolo, tell us how you felt talking to him on the phone in Ukraine, and now he's finally back home as a mom. Tell us the feeling of excitement and what you felt just by him coming back home, and the family as well.
Yes, Brother Dale, Ministry of Foreign Affairs reached out to me and said, Mrs. Tulloch, we are going to take him home for you.
Yes.
I was happy. Brother Dayle, when I see 11 o'clock, and then I can't see Joel come in. And I said, but him reach already, so what happened? Brother Dayle, I burst out in tears and hear me. I should have gone to my picnic, and I suppose something again go happen. What me that do? But anyway, when I see 15 to 12, I call them back and I say, what is happening?
Where is he?
Brother Dayle, all I want to see was my son.
Yeah,
And
man,
when
yeah, man.
I see like what? It was after 12. I come outside and I see the car light and I start to jump. And I say, it must be Joel this trip. It must be Joel. And I start jump. And when I see the car drive up, and I say, all I want is my son. And I see him come out, may I tell you, brother, we don't sleep. We couldn't sleep. And I mean, everybody was in the one bed. Everybody.
Yeah,
The
man, it's a
whole
welcome home party.
yes. The whole excitement, I was so, and just I said, God, thank you. Thank you. It's just God carry me through the entire process. It's because I mean, I'm stuck in the living room, you know, my eyes are on the TV, you know. And Jesus, when I see the things them I couldn't manage, I don't move, I couldn't go to work, I like a freeze.
Yes.
So I am so excited when you know God is good, everybody reach home. God is good. God is good. So, brother, me not let him go again. Not like that.
Yeah, man. I know your family is a very closely knit family and a praying family as well. Your husband and I'm sure. I mean, I've been to your house. We have been to church together, so I know the family is a praying family. No doubt, God would have brought you through the situation, and we are happy that he's back home. And trust me, he has lost a lot of stuff, but having life is the most important thing. Because once you have life, as the song said with starting the show, you can always bounce back. So it's really, really awesome. But you're at a stage now where he's continuing his studies, and I'm sharing a GoFundMe link on the screen. I've shared it on Instagram as well in the chat for those who want to support. But tell us about the current situation, because he's now continuing his studies locally. He's now continuing studies in Jamaica, because hopes of going back to Russia, I guess everybody would know by now. That's almost through the windows. But tell us about that transition, getting his grades, getting whatever transcripts to continue his studies in Jamaica, and what kind of support is needed now to get him through this kind of phase. Tell us about that.
Okay, well, I just want to say a big thank you to the school, Caribbean School of Medical Sciences, Jamaica. It's at Chartwood Road.
Yes.
And they share campuses with Chartwood Teachers College. So they reach out to the Ukrainian students. Right, so you know, of course, Ukraine, they did not get a transcript because of the entire thing that happened. But what the school does, they give an exam,
Like
right?
an entry exam.
Yes, an entry exam. If they pass the exam sittings, then they could continue. So that is what Joel did, and he passed and he's successful in it. So he's in the med program, the MB program. Yes. So with the entire Ukraine, we have this doctor by the name of Dr. Chad Hines and his wife Vanessa Hines. You know, of course, they heard about it and they want to, you know, give and help. So they help to structure the GoFundMe.
Right.
So they are the one who structured the GoFundMe. So that is the link that you have. So that
Right.
is where, because the school fee is 19,000 US.
Wow. Wow. It's a pretty.
19,000 US per year. Yes.
Mm.
Yes. So we try to do GoFundMe, any little thing we can do so he can stay in school,
Yes.
for his dream to come alive.
Right. Right.
So that's where we are at now.
Wow. Wow. Repeat the name of the school: Caribbean School of Medical Sciences. That's the name.
Jamaica, yes.
Okay, okay, great. So,
Mm.
so for those who are on, I'm sharing a link on screen for the um GoFundMe page for Dr. Joel to finish his studies. 19,000 US dollars per year is not an easy amount to come up with, especially after going through what you went through, losing so much money that you invested in his studies overseas, and then with the war
Yes,
he had to come back abruptly. So I'm sure that is not an easy sum to come up with. So if you're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're going to see this live from, please support in whichever way you can. If you can't support, share the video, share the link with somebody else who you know can support. And as they say, one cocoa full basket, in
yes,
Jamaican terms, every donation will help to help him get through these studies, and we want to see him through this. And from the Awesome Music Show family, we're trying to do our best from this side as well to support this cause, because we know it's not easy for any family who is going through this. I'm sure there are other Jamaicans and other people who are displaced as well, and they are going through similar situations. But for the Tulloch family, we want to support them from the Awesome Music Show. And also, if you want to share any contact details for people who want to support you, we just mentioned the name of the school. You can confirm, because I know these days everybody wants to confirm things. Not a problem. Once they're on the show, trust me, we have done our checks already, and these are not strangers to the Awesome Music Show. These are people that I know personally, and we are proud to have them on the show to talk about their story and to share what is happening currently with his studies. So, any other contact details you want to share so people can get in contact with you and the family, and also to support in whichever way? If you're in the medical field and there are things that you can supply him with, I mean, physical supplies, definitely, I'm sure that is welcome as well. Finances, in any currency you wanna support in, go ahead and just support the GoFundMe page. I'm going to be sharing it in the video link as well in the description, so that people can find it and be able to support. So share with us any other details that you want to share, and anybody that you want to say special thanks to as well, that's helping you in the process.
yes. I want to give a big shout out to
Hmm.
Simone Bennett and Sahai Williams. They
Yes.
really support Joel so well. Those nurses, Diane, Diane Stewart, and Nurse
Yes.
McLaren, Nurse McLaren at KPH
Yes.
operating theater. She's really a strong tower to Joel.
Yes.
Other persons, Major McDonald. It's so much. It's so much. The Mrs. Preddy, Mr. and Mr. Preddy. So much. Old Harbour New Testament.
Yeah, man.
Old
Yeah.
Harbour New Testament is a big shout out to the Old Harbour New Testament family.
Hmm.
Yes, it's a big shout out. You know.
Yes. Yes.
Uh, yes, brother Dayle, afternoon. Yeah, man, a
Yes.
number of persons
Welcome.
who
Welcome, man. Welcome.
would have reach out to us.
Yes.
Um, We have a person like Sister Tessa, Sister Nissa
Yeah.
from all our church.
Yeah.
They too have
Mhm.
been very instrumental.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, so we are grateful. It might be a person's name we don't remember, but they know themselves. Once they have
Mhm.
contributed towards Joel's success so far, we are grateful. Yeah.
Yeah.
And many
Yeah.
persons who would have give towards the GoFund in last year, we are grateful as well. Maybe we don't know you don't know us physically, but we you
Yeah.
reach out and we acknowledge it and we say thanks.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Thanks. Yes, we
Wow.
really, 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 and Dr. Lewis, the eye doctors, them,
Mhm.
Dr. McGill, oh my.
Yeah.
And
A
Dr.
whole lot.
Layton, Dr. Layton. It's so much, but we just want to say thank you to everyone. Thanks to all the PCAs, them Bridget Baker, Stacy, everybody, Natika, the entire family. We appreciate everything.
Mhm.
We really appreciate everything. And and the pastors, different pastors at Old Harbor, Reverend Page, Reverend Sims, Reverend UB Dixon,
Yes.
and we say a big thank you, a big, and our
Notice.
Bishop Notice,
Right.
Wow. Yeah,
Bishop
man.
Roy Notice,
Yeah.
Sister Maria, oh my God, a
So
big
much.
thank you so much. So,
Yeah.
so much. We just want to say thanks to everyone. And thanks to Jamaica for the different prayers.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
it goes on,
Opposition
thanks.
and the government.
Oh God. And the opposition and the government. Thanks
Yeah.
very much.
Wow, wow, awesome, awesome. It's a no pour enough love and support, and we're really
Yes.
grateful. We're really grateful. This is a story that he will always remember, and one that
Yes.
in his medical life for the rest of his life, he will always remember this kind of ordeal that he went through, the kind of support he has gotten, and the kind of support he's getting. Dr. Joel, before you go, tell us how long you have left to complete your studies, and also what era of medicine are you doing your medical studies in?
Well, currently I have 3 years remaining. Next year, September, God's willing, I'll be at the Mapen Hospital, full time
Okay.
from 8 to 4. Um, this field that I would want to go in or specialize in would probably be orthopedics. There are
Right.
probably a few other specialties that I would want to try. And
Mm-hmm.
other than orthopedics, probably general surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And if not general surgery, I would probably try and do urology. So those three.
Okay.
So orthopedics, general surgery, or urology.
Okay, okay, great, great.
Yes.
I understand. And because of the level of studies you're doing, it that would allow you to be flexible in terms of which field you want to venture into, right?
Yes, definitely. The choice is mine.
Okay.
So whatever, once I'm finished, whatever field I want to try out, I can try it out.
Okay, okay, great, great. I'm really happy that you're actually back on track with your studies, because I'm sure just the ordeal you went through alone would have been enough for a lot of people to even possibly give up, to say, hey, this is not gonna work out, because no, I'm gonna have to start all over again. So thanks to that school, thanks to all those who have been supporting the opposition, the current
Yes.
government in power, all the pastors, all the members of the different churches, all of our New Testament church, also the present Bishop Dr. Donovan Knight, and all the membership of the church, the Old Harbor community, Longville Park, wherever you're supporting from, those
Ian
overseas who
Stewart.
started. Ian Stewart, yes, yes, and
Yes.
all the staff and members of the Kingston Public Hospital and your department, all the patient care assistants. Really, really want to thank you from the Awesome Music Show. and we want to just throw our support. We want to make this video a viral one so that people can see it all over the world, people can support, and we want to make sure that this GoFundMe link is shared with every single person watching the video. Do as whatever you can do, just do it to support. He still has 3 years to go, so it's a long journey, and whatever you can do to support is well appreciated. So I really want to thank you guys for being on the show. Thank you for being a family that stays together and praying together, and whatever is happening, you guys are sticking it out, and we are really happy that you can still smile after such a great ordeal in Ukraine. In terms of your plans to after your studies, are you planning to stay in Jamaica, or you want to venture into other countries as well? I'm not sure if you're ever thinking of going back to Ukraine because of what happened, but what are your plans, or it's too early to say?
Well, the world is there, but for now, my plan is to stay in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
With the government, they're assisting with scholarship where they contribute $1 million Jamaican per year towards my studies. It's a part of the
Mm-hmm.
agreement with the school and the government, but it's a bonding
Okay.
agreement. So I have to give back five
Okay.
years
Understand.
to the country. So I guess after that 5 years, if I feel as if I want to migrate, I would definitely do that. But for now, it would be Jamaica to give back mainly to my
Okay.
country.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And I mean, there's always a shortage of doctors in Jamaica. And I'm sure the medical field wants people like you who have a passion. And I'm sure if you had 20% passion, the passion would have gone way over that by now, because of what you are going through to see your studies come to completion. Mrs. Tolo, what's your final comments for the viewers and for those who are watching?
Ah, I just want to say to them, thanks for their support, thanks for listening, thanks for tuning in,
Yes.
and I pray for their assistance
Yes.
in every way they can to make his dream come a reality. And last but not least, definitely, I just want to say thanks again to Dr. Chad Hines and his wife,
Yes.
who put the GoFundMe together.
Go for it together.
I
Yes.
really appreciate Vanessa and Chad Hines, and thanks to Diane Stewart again, and Trisha Murray Winter. I really appreciate them, as good sisters, good friend. Keep me in their prayers, and Tessa and Nissa, power of strength.
Yeah,
Really
man.
appreciate them.
Wow.
That's my final say. Thanks, Brother Dayle, for having us on your show.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
And
It's long
we are
awaited.
looking forward to come again.
Yes, yes, definitely. Because we have to do follow-up shows to show his progress. And trust me, I'm just looking forward to the lives he's gonna be touching with his medical practice and
Yeah.
his experience. This is something he's gonna always be grateful for. Because it doesn't matter how bad your situation is in life, it's just a part of your journey, a part of your development.
Yes.
And once you can view it in that way, then a lot of things can change, a lot of things can become a reality. So I'm really happy. What's your final comments, Dr. Tolo, before we leave? And thanks to the rest of the family in the background as well, Sir
Yes.
Tolo and your
Somebody
other brother.
praise.
Thanks for supporting the show as well. What's your final comments, Dr. Tolo, as you go from the show?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I would definitely like to thank everyone who supported me throughout the journey. My mom made mention to them. Without them, it couldn't be possible. God has kept me and He has kept many of us so far, and for that I am grateful. And to anyone who wants to support, I appreciate it sincerely, and I will not let the assistance go to waste, and I'll definitely give back in whatever way I can and help others just as others have helped me. So that is all I would like to say.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. My prayers are with you, and just stay humble, stay together as a family, and trust me, I'm sure God will bring you all through. And this will always be one of those stories that will remind you that you need to be humble, and also just to give of yourself back to the world. Because trust me, your life could have been lost in Ukraine just with a simple bomb, just with frostbites or whatever, as you spoke about the temperature getting so low that your body can't even produce its own heat anymore. So many reasons and so many ways you could have died in Ukraine, but God kept you to tell this story today. And it's a pleasure to have you all on the show. It's my pleasure being your host, and we look forward to the support that's going to be coming through. We're going to be sharing this video, these links, as best as we can, so that we can get it, as much support for you going forward. So thank you so much for being on the show, and God bless you all as you continue to stay together as a family. And it was my pleasure being your host on the show. Take care, and we'll talk very soon. We'll talk very soon.
Brother dear, thanks.
All right, all right. Blessings, blessings, blessings.
Okay,
Take
brother. No problem. God bless you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Thanks for having
Blessings,
us, Brother
blessings.
Dale.
All the best, all the best. All right, so there you have it, the Tolo family, and we are going to be going out with this song one more time. Bounce back from my good friend, Minister Blessed, as he did this a song that tells us that it doesn't matter what we are going through, what we have gone through, we can always bounce back, and we're going to be going on with this song one more time because trust me, it doesn't matter what you're going through in life, we have to bounce back, and that's the song that we're using to take us out from the show this time. And for those of you who joined on the Instagram platform, thank you so much. For those of you who are going to be seeing this live on YouTube, on Facebook, thank you so much. Minister Blessed in the UK, blessings to you, my bro. All about the Tulloch family as they talked about the ordeal their son went through from Calabar High School to Ukraine as a medical student. And just after completing a year and some months, the war started. He had to make a hasty retreat back to Jamaica. And we want to thank every single person who supported his journey back to Jamaica, and for those who are supporting him on his journey to becoming a medical doctor. And you hear he might be going into general surgery, orthopedics, you name it, several different aspects of his studies that he can venture into. But let's support the Toto family as we share them live on the Awesome Music Show. And trust me, they need all the support, all the prayers, whatever you can do. You maybe can't do anything at this moment, but we're going to be sharing the link. And as soon as you're able to, you can reach out to them and just support and just support. Bounce back. So as we go from the Awesome Music Show one more time, thank you so much for joining. And we are giving God thanks that He has allowed us to finish this broadcast without any major incidences. And we're giving God thanks. Thank you so much. We're going to be seeing you live on another show. You just never know who will be our next guest as we go into the month of April. Thank you so much. 4 months in 2023, and we just have 8 months left to go. And God has been good to us. So bounce back. Whatever you're going through, you can bounce back. You went through a fire, you went through the storm, you went through the war, you went through the bombings, whatever you went through, a breakup in your marriage, loss of family members, you can bounce back. That's my prayer, and that's my wish for you, that God will let you bounce back. One more time. Big up to Minister Blessed. All right, so there you have it. My name is DLT, host of the Awesome Music Show. As we go from the show, it's another awesome day given to us by an awesome God to do some awesome things. Be blessed, take care, and see you on our next broadcast for the Awesome Music Show. we had on the show today Dr. Tulloch and his parents as they talked about his ordeal in Ukraine and what he went through. He's now a medical student back in Jamaica, and he will be doing secondment at the Maple Hospital come next year. So we look forward to supporting him. Anywhere you see him, let him know that you saw him and you heard him live on the Awesome Music Show. Take care. My name is Dayle. It's another awesome day given to us by an awesome God to do some awesome things, and we are blessed. We are out. Thank you so much for supporting the Awesome Music Show. Take care.